our body wants to stay in a homeostatic position. And that means like a gyroscope, or like a big ocean liner, sailing through, rough seas. There is kind of a set point that no matter how big the waves are, we tend to kind of stay set. Our center of gravity is where everything wants to get back to. And that is actually critical health. Now, what's the gyroscopes of our health? How do we actually maintain our balance? How do we veer off to the side, but rebound back to that center point, our own center of gravity? And that's where these health defenses actually come into play. So our health defenses, which I'm going to tell you the five of them in a moment, actually started to be developed in our bodies when we were still in our mom's womb. So when our mom's egg met our dad's sperm and fertilized in the womb, within about 4 or 5 days, these cells, primitive cells and stem cells, wound up forming our organs, our circulation, our hearts, our brains, our noses, our hands, our feet, our bones. And along the way, at the same time, our body formed these remarkable defenses. Now, these defenses are designed to protect our bodies the same way that in a European fortress, a medieval fortress, there are these defenses, right?
Yeah.
You have the moat. You actually have the drawbridge. You have those arrow slits that you can shoot out of. You've got the curved wall. All these defenses that you find in a castle, there is a counterpart in our body. And in our body, our defenses to keep us healthy and resist disease and help us maintain resilience are the following. Number one, we have a defense called angiogenesis. Angiogenesis, 2 words. It's actually 1 word, but it's 2 component parts of it. Angio meaning blood or blood vessels. Genesis meaning growth. So it's how our body grows blood vessels, our circulation. And the reason blood vessels are a defense system is because we've got 60,000 miles worth of blood vessels packed into the average adult body.
Wow. And
these are the highways and byways that deliver blood, oxygen that we breathe, and the nutrients from the food we eat to every single cell and organ. And if we don't have enough of these blood vessels, our tissues, our organs starve, and many times they'll die. So our body needs to be able to maintain enough blood vessels, enough circulation. And on the other hand, if we've got too many blood vessels and overgrowth, that would be like a garden that overgrows with weeds. Those weeds actually obscure the function of the garden, and they can actually destroy our health by feeding diseases. Extra blood vessels can feed diseases like cancer, as an example, or arthritis, or psoriasis, or many other types of harmful extra unwanted blood vessels. And so the body maintains its resilience in circulation by literally maintaining a balance, this set point, this gyroscope, center of gravity. And the way that I tell people, it's kind of like the old fairy tale Goldilocks. So not too many blood vessels, not too few blood vessels, but just right, like the 3 bears.
Yeah.
Not too hard, not too soft, not too hot, not too cold, just right. This is a paradigm that follows all the health defenses. So blood vessels are one of them. Secondly are our stem cells. Remember I said that we formed in a womb with stem cells?
Yeah.
Well, when we're born, we have extra stem cells left over that were not used. So it's kind of like painting a room. If you're painting a room and you're going to buy paint, right? You always buy extra paint because the last thing you want to do is to run out of paint before you finish the job. What do you do when the room has been completed from painting? You've got extra cans of paint. So what do? You put the cap on, you put it in your garage, okay, for another time if you need to spot check. Well, this is actually what happens with our stem cells. When we're born, and our organs have formed with all these stem cells, the ovarage, and we've got extra stem cells. In fact, we've got 750 million extra stem cells when we're born. That gets packed up into our bone marrow where it basically sits for most of our lives until we need to repair our organs from the inside out. So regeneration, our ability to be able to renew ourselves, is another health defense system. A third one is our gut. Our gut microbiome. So much has been made of how important our gut bacteria is. I will tell you, we're just scratching the tip of the iceberg of understanding our gut bacteria, but I will tell you it is so important that we've got about roughly the same number of bacteria growing inside our body as we actually have human cells.
Yeah.
And beyond bacteria, there's even viruses that are healthy viruses Our DNA is hardwired as a fourth health defense system, hardwired to protect itself against damage from the environment, like ultraviolet radiation, radon from the ground, any chemicals or solvents we might inhale, oxidative stress, even emotional stress. And of course, finally, our immune system, which like the volume switch in a car radio, is perfectly tuned to be able to deliver a little inflammation where it's needed, a lot of immune protection to be able to ward off invaders from the outside like bacteria and viruses, and invaders from the inside like cancer. And for all these health defense systems, our body kind of chugs along through life, keeping us right sort of steady as she goes. Every now and then it's got to rear up and swashbuckle to get rid of some disease, but it comes right back to center. And that's what foods can actually help to support.
Thank you for outlining those 5 powerful defense systems. There's angiogenesis, there's stem cells, there's the gut microbiome, there's DNA, and our immune system.